unless it's a cash account and you don't have enough cash to make another trade, I'll pivot quick. So that's why I was telling y'all the strategy the other day. When you waking up early and you're jumping in on a trade, hold on, and you jumping in on a trade early in the morning, what you want to do is you want to start off with a light position. So you want to start off with this like one contract, a small one contract. Say you got you spent $300 in that. So say the contracts are $30 each, or say the contracts are $100 each. You only grab one contract instead of three, and then as your position is confirmed, then you add in more. But once you see
Oh,
this kind of
nah,
reversal,
the contract was for like 47. I think it was for $50 or something.
right? So you only buy
Because I
one.
got like two. I averaged down to like 49.
Yeah,
You
nah. Well,
feel me?
I
But
would
I
say
had
you want to
three
give it some
contracts.
more time. After you buy in early in the morning, you want to wait until like at like 10:30, 10, like after 10, because you know the 10 o'clock traders come in. So from 9:30 to 10 is one set of traders. Then you got from 10 to 10:30 another set of traders. And then after 10:30, you should kind of know the move for the day or the direction based on all the news that has come out and where the market is trading at. You get a kind
Yeah.
of a trend for the direction, but that's by like
Oh,
morning.
bro.
Yeah, that market reverses quick on you in the morning. Get the
Oh,
hell out.
now I know, bro.
See, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's how you gotta do it if you're trading in the morning, bro.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
But you see, G, that's another thing about that strategy too. You get in early, you see the momentum going in your direction in your favor. People quick to dollar cost averaging on losing positions. You got a dollar cost averaging on winning positions as well. So when you got a one contract and that thing jumps up 30%, but you see it pushing down in your favor, you grab another one of those contracts. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's already up 30%, you grab another one. You dollar cost average into the things that are in your favor too.
Yeah, because like Apple, I've been holding Apple since yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And that, because it was up, because like, it was kind of like, it opened at like 40 something, right? For me. So what I did was I averaged on it. So I was like, all right, let me average on it. Matter of fact, not. It had opened around like what, 54. Yeah, 54.
Okay.
So I bought like two, because I had three contracts. I bought two more. So it went up to 74. I should have sold at 74.
Right.
Then now, my shit's worth 31.
No,
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah, nah, 70/40. Yeah, that was, when you dollar cost averaging and you got that one more push up. After I dollar cost averaging, if I get a push up and I hit 30% again, because when you dollar cost averaging, if you have 30%, it's going to bring your total gain down to let's say like 20% or 15%. So if I hit
Yeah.
30% again after dollar cost averaging after being up, oh yeah, I'm selling. I'm definitely selling. You know, because that means I hit 30% twice pretty much. So I got to get out
Yeah.
at that point. And this is what it is
But
like trading, man. You gotta keep it short and sweet.
yeah, yeah, just like Apple. I'm still holding Apple. And it's only down 30% for me.
Mm. Okay, Apple. Yeah, Apple's in a negative momentum right now. Apple's pushing downward. It broke below 179.23, which was support. So it could go to 176.15. So be careful with that. I'm watching Spy. Spy just broke a support just like Apple. And Spy could jump down from 427.26. That could pull down to this Caleb zone here at 425.97. So I'm out of this put at 426.30. That's why I'm gonna mark my exit for this put 426.30 or 40. I don't want to play around with that Caleb zone because we tend to bounce off those levels pretty hard.
Yeah.
So and that's another thing too. If I'm wrong in a position and I see it not go in my favor, you stick to your rules. You know, you cut a loss when it gets to 20, 15, 20%. 20% if you really believed in the move. But if you weren't sure and it gets down 10, 15%, immediately sell it and then hop on the opposite position. You know, I'm quick to switch from a put to a call. Or I'll trade teams in a second. I'll LeBron James you in a minute, boy. I
Crazy.
go, who's winning? Who's winning?
Damn, boy. That's crazy how you lose money so fast, kid.
Yeah, It's crazy. That's why they say it's the staircase up and the elevator down usually, man. It's hard to grind your way up, but you could lose it so fast. That's why those rules that we be saying, it comes into more and more play when you playing with more and more money. Like, you gotta cut your losses and you gotta take your profits, because you don't want to end up losing that profit that you had, and then you don't want your losses to run too deep, because it could happen so fast, man. So fast.
Yeah, I can see that, bro.
So I'm sitting here on SPY. Let me see what these SPY puts are looking like. The SPY puts are up 7%. I'm looking for 30% or 426.40, and I'm out. So let's keep an eye on that. In the meantime, what's happening in the news cycle here? Well, what's the volume looking like? Let me keep a close eye on the volume. 30-minute candle.
Like we about to push up.
This 30-minute candlestick is about to close. It is closing. Oh, it's closing above the support level. That's what I didn't want. I wanted it to close below 427.51. See, that's the risk about taking that position before it closes below the level. But on the 15, it did close below that level on the last 15-minute candlestick. It's just this 15-minute candlestick has a lot of buyers on it for some reason. Let's see what reports came out today. Because I didn't see any major reports coming out this week. Today we had export report, import report, trade balance came in. Our trade balance came in a little bit less than expected. Crude oil inventories were negative, so demand for crude oil is going up.
Yeah.
Cushion crude oil inventories came in higher than expected. Tomorrow we got jobless claims and the Fed balance sheet coming out tomorrow. So let's look out for that. Hold on, let me see.
I hate trading SPY, bro. And I keep coming back.
It's like a toxic relationship.
Yeah, that shit's so toxic. The nigga keep coming back, bro. Yeah, try me this morning, man. I said, yeah, try me, bro. Try me, bro.
Let me look at AI. Oh, AI, yeah, AI went down crazy this morning. It was almost back at 40.
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yo, I did a nice call on it at open. I'm talking about. Matter of fact, nah, I had it since yesterday.
I was gonna say you must have had this in because on open today it dropped soon as we opened.
Yeah, I had it since yesterday. I just bought one more contract.
Oh yeah, yesterday right around close, that was the time to sell.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, all right, it gotta reach 40. Because I looked at how it closed, so I'm like, man, it has to go back to 40. Because how you got good earnings, you still losing at the end of the day. You feel me? Like, oh, somebody else got earnings today.
I'll tell you right now.
Is it Ford? Is it Ford with earnings today?
I'll tell you. There wasn't that many big earnings this week from what I remember.
Nah, it's not Ford. It's somebody else. Was it? No, GameStop.
All I see is Campbell on mine. Oh, maybe because I got big companies. Let me change my filter.
GameStop got earnings today.
Let me see who else. GameStop got earnings? They're not even coming up on my list. Let me check out GameStop. GME.
Yeah, a lot of niggas make money on GameStop. Well,
GameStop is pulling back right now.
Yeah.
GameStop.
It's been on a run. It's up $4 in a month. Look at goddamn SPY, bro. Adding more money to the loss, man. Go ahead, Spy. Go ahead.
I don't like how SPY trying to push up now at this level. I'm gonna give it a little time though.
I'm trying to add more money into the pile, man. Go ahead, Spy.
At 427.51, it shouldn't be that strong of support. That's the whole level we floated around yesterday. That's the level we kept floating above and below yesterday. So I'm not surprised it caught a little bit of support here, but hoping that it pushes down. I don't think that this is a situation where we're going to be making a new high of the day. You know what I mean? I feel like if anything, if we push up, we're just gonna make a lower high. Because the only bullish sign from here would be if we broke the opening price, which we opened at 429.62. So if we don't break open price, then we're not going to see a new high today. Let me see something real quick.
Man, boy, I should have sold everything when I was just up, man.
Sold it all.
Man. So when I'm in the green, I'm
selling, boy. That's how you gotta start learning, man. The market will teach you. I be trying to tell, but the market, sometimes when you keep hitting, you feel good, and you don't feel like that's the case until the market.
With like 30%. Like, as long as you reach 30%,
I'm good. Take that.
That's it. I'm gonna take my 30s, man.
Yeah, we could trade. There's so many trades to make. Like, you know, like we're not gonna catch the maximum on them all, but as long as if you catching at least 30 on some, and we're right enough to catch 30, even if the trade ultimately ends up in the end of the day being wrong, like we went on a put and it went down, we got our 30, got out, but then it ended up being a bullish day. Like, you still got your 30, you know. So it doesn't matter.
I still got my 30.
You got your 30. That's what matters the most.
I hate losing, bro.
No, me too, man. Trust. Me too.
Especially money at that, too.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm looking at this candlestick. The volume is still low. It's 11:05. Yeah, there was a lot of down volume on that pullback candlestick. But there was a lot of push up on that last candlestick as far as volume. 328,000 buys. That's a lot of buys that kicked in. So let's see what happens right here. I gotta share my.
I never put this on the space.
Huh?
And Jerome Powell said the Fed's fixing the economy. This is how he's fixing it. I just put it on the jump.
Oh, let me see.
You guys fun. Sophie going back up to the upside. It might be touching that $8 again.
Trying to get more. I'm trying to get better at marketing and promoting spaces and stuff like that.
You said what?
I'm trying to get better at marketing and promoting the spaces and stuff like that. You know, I don't be marketing anything. I just get on.
Yeah. Sophie going back to the upside, boy. We down 12%.
Who? Sophie.
Yeah,
SOFI.
Sophie. Yeah. It look, I ain't gonna lie, it look good. He had a retracing
What
back
made you
to
trade
like,
them?
I've been trading them all week. Cause I forgot what news that came out for them.
All right, I'm about to get back on it right now. Hold on.
Spot killing me, bro. I feel like I should have left my calls, man.
Nah, go look at them calls. They probably ain't recouped that much value. That's the crazy thing about it too, is that you'll get a push up like this and you'll see puts going down a lot, but the call that you were in, unless it was real close to the money, is probably not recovering too well yet.
Man, cause I would have had like the average, you feel me, just to get like where it was. So,
What price did you sell it at?
somewhere in the 427.
So the Apple Vision Pro headset is doing wonders for Unity. This company, game software maker Unity. Okay.
That's who.
You ever heard of Unity?
Unity.
The ticker symbol is U. They're a software game company that was mentioned a lot with the Apple Vision Pro. Like they're going to be one of the companies that make a lot of the different gaming apps for that Vision Pro.
Yeah, Unity software. You.
Yeah.
It is. Okay, it's kind of down right now.
Apple said that Microsoft is going to be one of the companies that's going to assist in creating apps for the new device. Oh, Microsoft and Apple starting to team up.
So yeah, cause now what you call it? You could crossplay now with like PlayStation with Microsoft.
Oh yeah, I see it coming. Microsoft and Apple about to make
So
this
they doing that
ultimate
new,
gaming.
they doing that new shit now where you could crossplay with like Madden and shit. So that shit gonna be big probably this summer.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing about Unity that it makes interactive gaming, 2D and 3D gaming. So you know that Vision Pro, you're gonna have to be more interactive with stuff around you. So that's probably why it's important.
Yeah.
Let's look at them. Let's take a look at Unity. Let's take a look. It's worth adding to the AI watch list. I'll add them to that watch list.
Hold on, Ricky. Let me get the phone call.
All right. All right, y'all. So we adding Unity to the watch list. We're gonna have to do some price levels on this. Let me take y'all into the inside scoop on how I do my price levels. I like to go out to, I really go out to monthly sometimes, but this company is pretty young, so their monthly chart is not that long. It only goes back until what is it, September 2020. So, who's this calling me? So, on the monthly chart, pretty easy to identify support levels on this stock. You got one right here. Put it towards the bottom of this candlesticks. So you see support is going to be where you see support or resistance. Either way, how it depends on which direction you're coming from. If you're coming from down, coming up, it's going to be resistance. If you're from the top of it coming down, it's going to be a support level. So right now we see we got. I picked this level because you saw this is a point at which I could see the stock touches many a times throughout its lifespan. So right here, you see it touched 92.85 is where I ended up getting it at. So 92.85 is a point that it touched here in November 2020. It touched it again in March 21. It floated around in April 21 all the way through May. June, it broke above it in August 21. It stayed above it until January 2022, actually. And then it pulled right back down to this level. And then you see once it broke down below this level, it pushed down heavy. So when it broke off this level, it pushed up far. And when it broke down below this level, it pushed down pretty far. And then you see we caught support here. So this stock should typically go no lower than $25.12. That should be like the bottom support level for this stock. I'm going to make that red, dark red actually. In this top level, we're going to make this a dark green. I'll make that a green. Alright, so now we'll go to the weekly chart. It gives you more prices to look at. It gives you more intraday levels that you can catch on the weekly. So on the weekly for this company, we'll put a level for it right around here. We see it touched about 10 times through that level. We're going to turn this yellow. That's for my daily levels. So I try to color coordinate my price levels to make it less confusing for me. So whenever I'm making price levels based off the time frame is how I color code it. So if it's a price level I made on the weekly, I'll color it yellowish. Oh, I'm sorry, orange really. That's what orangish. If it's a price level I make off the monthly, it's going to be green or red, dark red for the bottom base levels. And if it's a price level I make off the daily, I'll make it yellow. If it's an intraday price level, I'll make it gray. So gray is like a price level I'm making off of the 15-minute chart. So that'll be made off a chart like this that we trade off of intraday. And those are the levels I'll respect intraday. So that's the level we're trading off of SPY right now. You see this is a gray level. This is an intraday level. So it has some strength to it, but it shouldn't be, impossible, or once it breaks, it's not going to signal some kind of breakdown in the market. It just means we broke this intraday level. Now, if we were to come down and break this level down here that I have in red at 424.67, this was made off of a monthly chart. So if we break this level coming down, then that's more significant, which is why it was significant that we broke it on the way coming up. If I go back, now you see how when we broke it back here, when we broke the level this day, on the 23rd, we took off. The market took off. By 11:30 that day, the market had went from 424, we were at 427, which is a pretty big jump for the SPY. So that's why these price levels are important. Color coding them is important as well, so you don't get confused on the importance or the strength of different levels. Alright, so we're still keeping an eye on SPY as it's floating around like it's consolidating around the support, and it could lead to further breakdown. The momentum of the MACD is still negative, showing that there's weakness in the market still. Even with these two green candlesticks, it stayed dark red, so that's a good sign that we're going to probably reject. On the 30-minute, we crossed over this morning after we had this engulfing candlestick. Engulfing candlestick is when you have a candlestick going one direction, up or down, and then the next candlestick right after goes that very opposite direction with just as much or more volume. So this one had, if you can see down here, at the bottom where it says up down volume, right down here, look in this area, it says 693,000 buys, and then the very next candlestick you had 699,000 sales. So those sales engulfed the buys from the previous candlestick, which is why I produced this engulfing candle, and then we continued to proceed down. So that's a little bit of gem knowledge there for you guys. We're going to go back to charting this U stock on the weekly because they are being named as an important player in the development of Apple's Vision Pro software, which is $3,500 and includes a lot of new technology inside of it that we're not familiar with. Excuse me. Oh, damn. That's why I want to make sure the tea wasn't too hot. So I believe Unity software, as I dig and do more research into it, I want to make sure, I want to see their track history. I want to see what they developed in the past, who they partner with already. But the fact that I see in an article, I go ahead and make quick price levels on it because I want to know that when I come back to the stock, I want to know if it's in a good position to buy or should I be waiting to buy. So right now, based on this long-term chart, this is a good position to buy in. If you could catch it between this $25 and $34.90 range, that seems like the prime area to buy in right now because you're not going to dip too much lower than that. And if they're anticipating a breakout, that's pretty much the base. And you always want to catch a stock around its low or its base if you can, or its most recent base over the last 52-week chart. All right, let's do another level right here. I see a lot of. So I'm making this level based off the touch here, the touch of the stick right here, right here, right here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 plus touches of 18, plus touches of this price level. So that's what I look for. And when I'm looking for these levels, it's pretty much you doing it with your eyes. There's not a science to it for me. It's really just observing the chart, analyzing, and using your eyes to see where you're getting a lot of leveling off at and consolidation in price points, or where you see big dips that are stopped at a certain point and they hold level at those points. You know, that's what you're really looking for. All right, so we have some weekly levels on it. Let's go to the daily chart. Now with daily, as you see, you could get some more levels put in based on you have more price points and price action to work with. So we're going to do daily levels right here really quick. And then we're going to go back to watching the SPY. So on a daily level, I'm identifying this area right here. There's an area back here where it found consolidation and found support for a little bit before it broke down through it. We're going to turn that line yellow. And then you have the same thing right back here. I want to say right around this level. Yep. And then we got one more we could put in right at the base right here. This will be like a daily level base. We'll put it up a little bit. We'll say right there. All right. So I just put in some weekly, monthly, and daily levels on this stock. I'm not going to do intraday because I'm not trading it right now. But this is just so I know when I come back to the stock what price levels do I pretty much want to catch it at, or what's a good buying price. And I'll judge that based on how far down in the levels it is for me, based on what I have plotted, or how far up. So the closer I get to it being towards that green stick, the less likely I am to want to buy it. You know, and I gotta come back. Let me come back. There's probably some intraday levels. I mean, some daily levels I can make back here, just so there's not such a big gap. But it did take a precipitous drop. It looks like back from $92. When it took that drop, it dropped very quickly. So it didn't really create levels on the way down. When you have a rapid drop like this, you're not really getting any levels being created. This is just a fall. That could be considered like a gap. So that tells you that if this company breaks back above $60, it has strong potential to run back up to $90 pretty quickly. It's not going to face much resistance on the way back up. So you see consolidation right there, these price points. We'll put this even at the bottom of those candlesticks. All right, and that's going to be the other levels that we'll see in between. So let's go back to SPY. Where are we at right now? We're still floating around this level. What's the volume looking like? Still negative in volume. We've been negative in volume. If we produce 3 downward 30-minute candlesticks, that's a very bearish sign, and I could see a pretty big push down coming after that. So this candlestick closes red and closes below 427.51. By the time 11:30 hits, it's 11:23 right now. then we're in position for a massive pullback. I don't say massive. We're in position for a nice pullback and potentially exiting these puts that we're in. Let's see where the puts are at right now. The puts are sitting at 3%. That's because it's pretty much floating around the area we bought in. I bought right before we broke this support level because I saw momentum coming down. I figured we would be able to break in and push down below. And this is the waiting game you have to play sometimes when you're buying at support or if you're pushing up at resistance. Because sometimes you'll see a good push and then it'll hit that level and then it'll stall sideways for a little bit, maybe an hour, 2 hours, and then it'll decide to make its push up past it. Or sometimes you'll get the rejection and it won't have enough momentum to break above or hold below. So right now, though, I believe we're going to hold below. Just based off of price action yesterday, we didn't have much bullish action. It was a sideways day yesterday, and that's with the Apple conference going on. So we had some pretty bullish news and activity happening, but not everybody took to the Apple headset well. So you saw a pullback in Apple during the conference. And that's the tricky thing about new technologies. You're not really sure how people are going to gravitate to it until the technology hits the market. So right now it's just a concept and idea. People haven't really gotten their hands on it, used it, integrated it into the everyday life yet. They haven't seen how many sales they're going to produce. So once all that data information starts to come out over the next couple months, you'll start to see if it's a good device, then you'll see the stock price start to climb up. Let's look at Apple right now, for instance. Apple has been on a roll. Let's see. Oh, no. Did I move a level? Please don't tell me. I'm going to delete that now because I don't know where that came from. What's going on, bruh? Watching SPY breaking down, man. That's what I'm watching. Apple produced a real heavy top wick here. So, this is the daily. Pushing down. I'm looking at the daily chart though. I'm looking at the daily chart for Apple. Apple produced a very big top wick today. So
that's when it's about to break.
It could break down, yeah, because it produced a high wick. It means it tried to push up and then it caught resistance and it pushed back down. So it hasn't turned red for the day yet, but it's not looking good right now. It's holding below 179.23.
That's not good.
Shit, it's good for my puts. I need these puts to print. I want to get out. I don't want to be sitting here all day. Nah, SPY.
You buy that.
It's for SPY. That's what I'm looking for.
Stop.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm kind of down right now, man.
What are you in? What are you holding?
What is called? This is called
Robinhood.
No, Robinhood. This buying option is called
option trading.
Option. You do the option?
Yeah.
You buy or you sell?
I buy. Right now, I'm kind of down, man. I'm down 20%, man.
How much you buy?
I got 5 contracts.
What else?
No, that's it.
Let's look at the VIX. Let's see what the VIX is doing. The VIX will tell us a good story as well.
VIX had an all-time low at 1396.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how you figure it's probably going to take a little bounce off of that level, bro. 1374 is the support level I have for VIX, and it could
all-time low.
Yeah, it could go up to 1489 from there. Let me look at the 5-minute chart for the VIX. Look at the 30-minute chart for the VIX. The VIX is getting weaker though, so the market could push up if the VIX. Well, the VIX is real choppy though. The VIX could be going down 1 second, and then it'll be going up the next minute. But
The big moves are like SPY.
yeah, but nah, the VIX moves pretty in tandem with SPY, but it's more choppy than SPY. Like the VIX right now is pushing down, and that means SPY should be pushing up, like it is right now. But I want to see how it holds. If it's going to bounce off of this low that it had, like you said, if it's going to keep bouncing off a 13. What'd you say? Let me see this 1395 level.
Cause I didn't see where it was this morning. Cause I seen broke all time low at 1396. I was like, shit. I ain't looked at it ever since. I don't know where it's at now.
Yeah, 1390 is the low of the day for the VIX. So it's at 1395 right now. So it hasn't pushed up much, but if that thing starts pushing up,
that's meaning SPY going down.
yeah. So with the VIX at its all-time low, I'll be careful with a little bounce off this level. I'm gonna put a gray level in here for VIX intraday. Damn, I didn't know the VIX was that low. Made me a little worried about my puts now, man. The VIX is kind of low. It's important to check all these. The VIX is kind of sitting kind of pretty.
But ain't it the opposite though? I just said if VIX go back up, SPY goes down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's just been pushing down. Like the VIX just been pushing.
Yeah.
That shit.
Right now, that 1393.
Let me look at the VIX. Last time the VIX was below this level. The last time the VIX was lower than this, it was back in January 2020 when the VIX was lower than this. Like, right when everybody's making money in the pandemic, that's when the VIX was this low. But the crazy thing is the candlestick on the VIX dropping this month. If you look on the monthly chart for the VIX, that red candlestick we got in on the VIX right now looks crazy. But the VIX tends to do that. It makes some crazy swings from month to month. Yeah, SPY may be catching support here.
One. Yeah.
What did I put? I put a stop loss. Oh shit. Let's see. If we get to 428.80 would be my stop out. That shit pushing now. Well, I told you the VIX drop. I never seen the VIX that low. I never seen the VIX that low.
I never seen it this low.
That's crazy.
What? 1389.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we may get rejection. I'll be careful.
Oh, my goodness.
I got 1374 as a level for the VIX that it's going to face. It's like, get over 10, it's time to go.
It's looking ugly right now, man.
What you did, 0 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta stop touching them 0 days. Leave them 0 days alone. Leave them alone.
I told myself that too.
Yeah, I know you told us that yesterday. You said it yesterday out loud.
But I tweeted about it this morning.
And you tweeted about it. Look, you trying to convince yourself. You ain't even listen to yourself.
Right? It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard because those contracts are so cheap. You're used to those contract prices, but you'll start understanding that's why they cheap, because of how fast they could go down. They could go up fast, but they could go down just as fast.
You right.
So.
Sophie recovering this. Cool. And I average down on Sophie too.
At 420, if we break above 428.40, I'm gonna get out of this. Put.
Losing money all day today, boy. Only Ford gave me bread today. I got 50% on Ford. And And then like I should have kept my contract, but it's all good. I ain't complaining.
It cost support. That support held. That's what I'm saying. 427.50 held. It didn't break. Because if that broke, we was pushing down. But now the worry here is this. Here's the worry. And this is why I started learning people. I started seeing this game because they used to catch me with this move all the time. I used to always get caught up in this and have to sell, take a loss. But what happens is you gotta sit, and that's why I say take the small contract, because I took small contracts to start. So now I could sit and hold, right, and say, is this a higher? Are we just making a lower high right now? You know what I'm saying? Because the high of the day is 429.62. We ain't having a bullish day until we break that level. So we could potentially be pushing up. Let's say we push up to 420. Let's say we touch 429 again even. And then we reject heavy and we break below 427.50. I'm going to be mad if I sold my puts. You know? Like, I've seen the market do that before. Just push up to make a lower high and then it rejects again.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it until we make a new high today. Yeah, all dollar cost average. If we get up that high, if we don't show that we're breaking above the high of the day, I'll dollar cost average into the puts and bring it right back down. Because I could get the puts, probably they're going to be like 40% off by that point if they push up that high. For real. Yep. And I bought contracts a week out. So you see out this big push, because I bought contracts a week out, they're only down 9%. You see the difference? I spent more money for the contract, but my contract is only down 9%.
Yeah, because I don't want to spend more money and I'm down big.
Yeah. So when you spend more money and you go further away as far as expiration date, when you have these moves, it's not gonna pull your money down that fast.
Yeah.
You know, you're used to that 0-day volatility. If you're used to that, then you're gonna feel like you're in paradise when you trade these. You're like, oh man, this thing barely moved down. I could sit through this. Like, you know, the thing that you got to get, the thing you got to understand when you buy further out contracts is the theta on the swinging. So if you swing it overnight, you got to understand how much the contract is going to go down on you overnight. Because that's what you tend to want to do now. Because when you buy further out contracts, you be like, oh, it didn't move too much, so I'm going to swing it through the night. And those swings are what ends up killing you, because now you're playing with the theta. The theta kicks in, and now you have a whole theta chop on your contract. And on top of that, if the price is not going the way you wanted to go that next morning, your contract is going to be real down. Then you're going to be like, damn.
That's what I should have did with Apple this morning. I should have just sold that open.
Yeah.
Get back in again. Apple this morning, I think it was the pre-market. I seen it was 179.99. Then it broke up to 180.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went right back down. That's why I'm sitting back. I'm still holding Apple because I still feel like it has room to grow. The past 2-3 days, it's still at the same range.
So the top AI stocks to buy are NVIDIA, Snowflake, SNO. I haven't looked at Snowflake in a while, man. I used to watch them heavy.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, they down heavy today, boy. Woo, they took a tank. There's some big red candlesticks they got. Look at Snow. Wow, I might grab some puts on them real quick. Something must have happened. I don't even know exactly what it is. Let me look at the news really quick. On Snow. Let me pull up news on Snow. me see. Let me see what the news on Snowflake. Oh, I don't see anything as far as recent news today as to why they will be tanking like this. They about to reach a support level though. Can't mess with them right here. They're gonna catch support right at 173. Might be.
170. No, oh well. That thing dropping, boy.
Yeah, you see, like, but they gonna catch support right around where they at right now. If they break down below this 174, then they could push down to like 170. But if they hold 174, they may push back up. All right, now you see what I'm talking about with this lower high stuff with SPY.
Yeah.
Like, if this what we could have been, and that push a lot of the times before would have got me out. I would have been like, nah, it's rallying again. I gotta get out. But I started to learn that no. And that's why it's good to trade a certain stock over and over and over, because you start getting used to the momentum and how it moves.
Yeah.
And you could read it better. Like, I'm trying to get better with reading Tesla. I want to start being able to read Tesla, because Tesla moves a little different. Tesla could make gap up on you real big in a day, or Tesla could go down $20 on you in a day. You know, but people love trading options on. It's one of the heaviest traded symbols as far as options go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Tesla, when those Tesla contracts move, when they move, Tesla moves, boy. All right, let me go back to the news. All right, so Snowflake is one of the AI companies that they mentioning to keep an eye on. Let me look at Snowflake on a daily. Let me look at Snowflake on a weekly, actually. Snowflake on a weekly is actually trading near one of its higher levels. Snowflake was up in the 240s at one point. It's having a hard time getting back into the 200s, though. It's at a consolidation. Let me put a level on it here. If Snowflake could close above 180.51, then it's ready to start pushing up again. But if it can't close above 180, then it's going to keep facing resistance. What's that? Let's see. Amazon. They say Amazon.
What you call it? The VIX pushing back up. 1394.
Okay. That's why I said it's reaching all-time lows. I'm not selling. I know it's not gonna just keep going down now. Like, it's it ain't been this low in a long time.
That's it. If it would have broke all-time low at what? Like 60 or something like that, it would have been a problem.
Yeah. Let me look at Rivian.
The news probably would have came on.
Rivian is still down in the dumps. Amazon's invested heavy into Rivian.
Talking about the Rivian?
Company? Yeah, Amazon is much of Amazon's expensive forward earnings is due to their investment in Rivian, which is an AI-fueled growth, should create long-term value for investors. So, yeah, Amazon's invested in Rivian, man. That's their car.
That's good. Cause what you call it? They got good looking truck. I like the truck that they came out with.
I'm gonna add Rivian to the AI plays. I have never seen a Rivian truck. Are you seeing one on the road out here?
Yeah, man. They got the kitchen too. Side of the truck you can pull out with a sink and everything. To cook.
man Rico said he caught a 0 day. He caught the 0 day move. I told him take that game before the market bounce. I hope he sold before the market started bouncing back up like it just did.
Oh, you talking about the on the SPY?
Yeah, he said he caught the move on that. He caught a 0 day move on SPY.
That's good. He probably got 20%, got up out of that.
Yeah, I mean I hope so. 0 day probably went up more than 20%. If he got in early, if he got in at like 10 o'clock, his 0 day probably up 100+% by now, bro.
I was down 50. Now I'm down 30.
Yeah, oh, here we go. We broke 427.50. I told you the rejection is coming. That fake rally back up. All right, y'all ain't catching me. Y'all trying to push me out. Y'all ain't getting me out. I started learning your ways, dirty spy.
Yeah. Like Apple starting to push back up too. Slow though.
Nah, Apple about to pull back. If SPY pulling back like this, Apple probably gonna pull back. Apple, I'm looking at 15. Apple should be coming in back into weakness soon. If I was an Apple, I'd be a little worried. If it had a little push up, I would be selling right here to get out. If it has a push up before it pulls back again.
So I'm looking at right now, boy. Keep pushing up, Apple.
Nah, it may have a pullback in a second because SPY's pulling back heavy right now. So it may be lagging behind, but the pullback may be coming.
It's coming. I see it. I did jump to the 1 minute.
Oh, you looked at the 1 minute. Yeah, that 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 1 minute right now.
That's when you're ready to sell. That's like right when you're about to make a move. Like, should I not? Let me look at the 1 minute real quick to see how things are going.
I'm only down, 10% from here? You feel me? So, I'm looking for a good move, boy.
And also the lower day would have to break. Our lower of the day right now is 427. So if we get below 427, if we touch 426 at all, then we still in heavy bearish momentum. So I'm looking for 426.50 as my exit. That's all I need. Like, Spy, come on, stop playing. You could give me that. I know you can. In one candlestick, you could do it too.
Yep. Yeah, nigga, that boy, he's special.
Alright, so now 15-minute candlestick had just closed on SPY.
Yep. There you go, Apple. 6%. Let's go. All I need is that push up. Well, if I break even, I don't care. I'm cashing out.
I want to see how this hourly candlestick closes for SPY. It got to close below. The hourly has to close below 427.51, or I think we probably could bounce back up because it's holding this level way too strong. Like, this is the intraday level I made. I did not think this support level would be this strong, bro. Where did all this support come from? At 427.50.
Hey, but it was saying there was this institution that was short in the market.
Okay.
So it's like a group of motherfuckers that's picking the stock and they just shorting it. That's what happened to the AI. They shorting the AI. That's why the AI didn't go nowhere like throughout its earnings. And y'all trying to do a little push up right now, man. That shit need to get out that slump inside. I need my money back.
AMD is another AI supplier, but it also gives specific produces. AMD, what is AMD doing right now? Trying to push back up. Yeah, it was down. It pushed down heavy this morning. It went down like $3 today. Sheesh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they pushed down pretty heavy today. Right off of resistance.
I gotta start looking at these stocks that did good and about to like come down and just going to put.
Nvidia is sitting at 385 today.
I could see to like 123.
Look at Microsoft. What's Microsoft doing? Microsoft pushed down crazy today. Microsoft could catch support at 323. Microsoft went from 334 to 325 today. Microsoft went down 2% today. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that's a lot, bro. For Apple to not have gone down at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apple was holding the market alive. It's keeping the market alive right now. Apple broke back above 179.23.
Yeah, that's good, boy. I'm looking for an exit.
Yeah, maybe a chance.
But all I need is that if it could give me that 180, I'm good. But I'm not looking for it.
I'll say you probably want to look. If we get back to 179.90, that may be a lower high for the day. Because the high of the day is 181.21. I don't think we're going to push back above there. But if we get back to pretty much like you said, 180, then that would be exit. 179.90 even. Because it may not give you the 180.
I'll take that. Because like I said, bro, I'm only down 4% on the day, boy. Let me get that money. They're trying to be like these white folks, get in the market early and you know what I'm saying, be done early.
In and out early, you gotta be willing to take those small gains though. You can't be reaching for the stars. If you get in early, out early, you gotta be good with like, cause they get in, they'll do a good 10%. I'll be done. 5% gain for the day, honey. I'm good. That's it.
Right. I should have did that with Sophie. I put all my money in Sophie and got out.
And took 5%. I've been good. Good for the day.
Not even because Sophie calls right now with $102. I'm up.
Trying to see if there's any more big news that really came out today. I don't really see anything else.
15 right now, that'd be good. What? Ain't acting much.
Palantir announced a partnership with Panasonic. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's why it was looking good today.
Palantir agreed to help in the creation of smart factory for Panasonic Energy of North America. That includes an addition of edge sensors across factory lines, automated efficiencies. So Panasonic is partnering with them to make some upgrades to their facility. Panasonic is down 2% today. Palantir is up 3% today. Oh, let's go. Those puts are moving. Where we at? Oh, let's go. Let's go. The breakdown. They try to pump fake me, man. I told you can't pump fake me out the market. I learned your ways. I'm staying on my feet now, Spy. Oh, shit. Damn, I don't think I ever put the trade in the Discord. I'm sorry, y'all. See, this way I gotta come on the YouTube, man. And the Twitter slide. Because it just happens so fast. Alright. Well, I said my stop loss is gonna be 428.40.
Still gonna hold these AIs. I got 2 AI cards.
Oh shit, hold on. This is what I could do too. Slipping.
Come on, Sophie, break that $8 for baby, man. Go Come on, baby.
All right.
You seen that big long downwind, right? To like 426.88.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. You made a new low. That's what I wanted to see, a new low for the day, man. I'll tell you, 426.50 is what I'm looking for. That's it. Then I'm out. Then I'm out. I'm good at that point.
Man, you can do whatever you want now.
Spot can do whatever it want after it touch 426.50. I might feel bad if it keeps going down, but it's all right. I can't catch it all. Can't catch the entire move. That Caleb zone comes in at 425.90, so I'm not messing with that. I know Caleb zones, boy. They bounce. They cause a bounce.
We got at 425, you say?
It's literally at 425.90. So that's why I said 426.50. Right below that is where I'm gonna exit this put.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm not playing. I'm not trying to play with any kind of rejection. I dollar cost average into my put when we were pushing up too. Them puts was down 25%. When I got in, now we up 11%. That's a turnaround, 30% turnaround. You back though, right? Your put should be up now. You got SPY puts, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. You spaced out a little bit.
Oh, I said you got SPY puts?
Yeah, I got SPY puts.
Oh, okay. They should be up now, man.
Yeah, they are.
Gotta be up. Gotta be. We breaking 426 now. We knocking that 4. Let's go.
Hold on, brother. Let me see. Let me log in real quick.
You gotta put the clap in. You gotta clap it up for that. 426.50 about to kick in. It's gonna be beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is beautiful. Let me see something. Come on. Just keep on breaking down. That's the 5 minute. Look at the 15. Look at the 30. And look at the hour. Look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour just crossed over to the red. Ooh, look at the 4 hour chart. That 4 hour chart lets you see how bearish we really are right now.
Now I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear that first.
Yeah, I don't know why it's cutting out. But look, I was saying look at the 4 hour chart and show you how bearish we are right now. That 4 hour chart engulfing the entire move we made over the last 2 days.
Oh, SPY?
Yeah.
What the hell is it? Oh, this gonna keep calling me, man.
The last low. Alright. The last low we touched was 426.38 on that day. Yeah, so I'm not messing with that. 426.50, 426.38, and then after that we went to 426.52. Yeah, 426. Alright, we'll even do 426.55. Be safe. That's where we're gonna exit here. Alright. So now puts are up 12%, and the other ones are up. How much are we at? 18% in this contract right here. Beautiful, beautiful. 426.50. Here we come. What's the volume looking like? The volume is there. Decent volume. Decent volume. How much time left? 2 minutes left on this candlestick too. Yeah, we're about to close out the hourly and we're about to close out the 30-minute down. This is going to be a push right here. This is where I anticipate a push coming in. Right as we get past 12 o'clock. Alright, so Palantir and Panasonic. Oh, I gotta look at this article my guy Kev sent me about a game-changing crypto bill. What is this game-changing crypto bill? Let me open it up on the computer so we can look it over. Let's see what this game-changing crypto bill is.
Alright, I'm back.
What is this bill?
I'm on 15% with Spot, boy.
About almost time to get out of there.
Right? That's what it's looking like. Cause on the 4 hours, it looking like it's going up, boy. It look good.
Oh, this is a draft proposal. They putting out some crypto bill to put some more regulation in the market, which they need to do. We need more regulation.
You do. What the hell? Are we having another pullback? What the hell? Oh, not.
What are you talking about?
Going down, man. With Spy, man.
What happened?
I'm trying to see who's gonna break that 2650.
Oh yeah, we gonna get that, man. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming.
It look like it's pushing back up to 427.
Nah,
yeah, 427.
it's fake. It's fake pumps, man. It's pump fakes, man. You gotta stay on your feet. You gotta stay on your feet, man.
It's 300 and sitting nice with me. I keep seeing it on top of the screen, man. Down 331 for the day. Well,
yeah. Pump fake. Don't worry. Yeah, I gotta see some volume kicking on this 5-minute candlestick. This should be the candlestick I can exit on right here. This is the one I'm anticipating giving me what I'm looking for.
Like the push down?
Yeah. This is where I want my. This is where I want my 426.50 on this candlestick right here.
Oh, the way that thing looking, boy. It's looking scary on Spot, boy.
A lot of buyers at this level. See, what happens is when you get down to certain levels, people have automatic buys put in at certain places too, you know? So, once it broke 427, I think a lot of people have buy orders in this level. If you look back, this is where we catch support. The top zone of the support is right where we are now. If you look at the the 30 minute, and look at the overnight trading from like, not last night, but the night before. This is where it floated around. Floated right around this area after we had that pullback on Monday. It floated around this area after market closed, and then it pushed up the next day and went kind of sideways. So right now, I think this time around, I think we're going to break to 426.50. After 426.50, when it touches there, I don't know what's about to happen, honestly. But I figure we're going to see some kind of one more support push, kind of like we did at 11 o'clock. But like I said, I don't see us making a new high today. And I don't see us making a new high today, and I don't see us making a higher low than we just had. So right now the resistance becomes 428.20. We shouldn't get back above. We shouldn't close above 428.20.
Mm-hmm.
That was the high of our last 30-minute candlestick. We shouldn't get up there. We shouldn't break above there. If we break above there, then that creates that sideways choppy action that we could experience.
Yeah.
So I think we may touch 427.50 one more time and then push down. Like that should be the new high we should hit. We should hit 427.50 and then reject again because that's resistance now. Ooh, look at Microsoft and Google down almost 3%. Apple is literally the only thing holding the market. If Apple gives out, it is over. Like if Apple gives out, the market's going down to 425, bro. Because Apple and Google down almost 3% today. Apple's the only one that is like barely down at all. If Apple goes down 1% today, the SPY is going to break down.
That's why I sold Apple, man. I seen the little fucker is doing.
Yeah.
I can't stay on it for long, man. Been doing this shit all week.
Apple's about to cross to the red on the 30-minute MACD too.
It was doing that shit all day yesterday, man. They didn't make no real big movement yesterday, if you notice.
Yeah, no, it didn't. That or the SPY. My man Tim said he's in Tesla calls. He trying to play that level. He trying to play the 225 level. He trying to play off the 225.13 support.
Yeah, trying to go back up to 230.
And Tesla is the kind of, that's why I said Tesla's price action is funny. Like it could do that. Tesla is a company that can do that, and then it'll still reject and then go down to 220 today somehow. And you'll be like, how did that happen? That was a risky play by him jumping in Tesla right there, though. He better be scalping that play. I hope that's a scalp because that is risky.
Yeah, risky.
Because Tesla just crossed to the red on the hourly, and the 30-minute is still in weakness. The 15 is like trying to decide if it's in weakness or in strength. Let's see what the news is saying. Let's pull up CNBC real quick, and then I'm going to shut down my live.
Right, and I think the most confounding thing for most investors, Scott, has been there's been 3 tech rallies this year, right? You had the January effect rally in January, where the majority of leadership came from the worst performers in 2022. Then you had the rotation out of financials into tech. Then you had the AI boom, right? So I think a lot of investors on the first 2 missed it because they didn't believe it. Now they're all of a sudden believing it because the fundamentals and the earnings are starting to come through, and that's why I think the move is real.
I would also, suggest, Kerry, that we came into this year worried about, well, what is it? What else is there that we don't necessarily see? That tends to have a negative connotation to it, which makes you assess more negatively where you think the market could go. Almost no one saw the AI stuff hitting the way it did, which is proving to be such an overwhelming positive for one part of the market. It just so happens that one part of the market is the biggest part of the market, which is why the market's performed the way it has.
Yeah, plus the companies that are part of that revolution, so to speak, are the biggest.
Let's watch this move
they're the biggest market caps. They're the biggest revenues. They're the biggest profit makers, not just in this country, basically in the world. So a lot of attention, and I think warranted, not just because of AI, but also because they had such bad years last year. And the market from 35.77 October of last year to now, 4,300, that's up 20%. It's not just up 11.5%, what we've done year to date, it's 20%. We haven't had the recession. Inflation is coming down. True-flation, which measures a lot of different things, said yesterday 2.4% is what they see as the real inflation number today.
What?
Fed's unlikely to raise. Earnings were not as bad as expected. I'm not trying to just be Pollyanna, but I'm telling you the reasons that people are starting to say we have to own the stocks that we haven't owned this year, and the group that we're going to first are the big tech names. But last week, every sector in the S&P was positive. That is is the first time we've seen that since March.
Well, and the jury, though, is still out, Jason Snipe, as to
Every
whether a
sector.
broadening out of the rally is possible.
Yeah.
Whereas late last week, it felt like, okay, finally, it's finally here. It's still in question, though, at this moment.
No, and there's no doubt about it, but if I'm looking at the Russell 2000, right, which is up almost 8% year to date, has moved a lot this month. Also,
no sales on
energy,
this
which has
candlestick.
really
Wow.
performed, this month. Again, we're 7 days in.
It's crazy. Where do our
also
sellers go?
materials, that have done well, and it goes back to me for the jobs report that we saw. This, I know Perry
215
just
to 190 to
mentioned.
16,000.
We're seeing a slight uptick in the unemployment rate, but payrolls are still going up. ADP was positive. We're also talking about inflation that is also starting to come down. We'll see year-over-year numbers come in this summer. And then to Kerry's point as well, we have a Fed that is likely not going to move this month. We have a CPI print and a PPI next week. Those numbers will come down. And I think that's why we're seeing some of the movement that we are.
Amazon today, Target goes to 150 at Piper Sandler, reiterate overweight, upgraded to outperform, 145 at Edgewater.
Target
Apple
recovery.
price target from Dan Ives at Wedbush goes to 220 today. Nobody, it seems, thinks that this run that we've witnessed is about to sputter. And I mean, if it does, it's a rest, not any sort of reversal.
It's a pause that refreshes. I'm kind of chuckling to myself because so many in the hours after the Apple announcement were ready to have this referendum that it was a failure, and that's the peak for the stock. Yeah. The stock fell down stock came off $4 post-announcement, and that's it. It's over for Apple. That is just, there's so much ignorance in making that type of assertion and not understanding ultimately what this could lead to in the coming years. You have individuals, myself one of them, who paid thousands of dollars for the experience to go see Taylor Swift, and it was worth it from what I understand. Okay,
And
they're not going to pay for the experience.
It's not
that VR potentially could provide.
I'm gonna come at you just in the point of it's not ignorant to think that 30 times earnings for Apple is a little bit ahead of itself.
Agreed. I didn't say that.
Irrespective of what you said.
I said it's ignorant to say that because the stock had a $4 sell-off post-announcement that's the peak for Apple. That's the narrative I heard.
It could be a near-term peak on the stock. The stock just doesn't necessarily have to continue to go up.
Right.
Yes, it
But
does.
that's the misplaced short-termism that currently exists in the market right now. Okay, the stock got a little bit ahead of itself, Scott. I understand that. But let's not call it a massive failure and say that's the peak for Apple's stock price. Let's wait and see how this evolves over the coming year and what ultimately the contribution from this new product is going to be in the coming years.
I think it's fair,
pause
though.
that refreshes.
Yes, but it's fair, Brian, to reassess where valuations have come to that have moved you to raise your target, that have moved you to upgrade technology, right? These stocks are more expensive today by a fairly wide margin than they were when we started the year. Now, you could say, well, they're not as expensive as they were before they had the massive drawdown in 2022, but it's all relative.
It is all relative. What's really important, Kerry talked about it, technology is the largest sector in the market. But what people kind of miss is the technology sector composition actually changed a little bit because the payment processors went into financials. So it made an opportunity for managers to overweight the sector for the first time in a long time because 30% is kind of the magic number when you're running large cap money. You don't want to be 30% in one sector. So that's why we're 29% tech, okay? But we're very concentrated in our holdings, Scott. So guess what's going to happen? You're going to start to see these companies grow into their multiples. And we do think that, I mean, obviously Apple's had a big run and we need to see a bit of a consolidation phase, but we're big believers that the broadening out of the market is going to be the major theme for the second half of the year.
Chart of the day today for us is Marvell. I mean, it's one of these AI stocks. There was a report today in the Liberty Times, it's a Taiwanese newspaper, that the company secured an order for Amazon's second generation AI chip. Now, nobody owns that specifically on the show today, but Broadcom is right in this same world and wheelhouse, named best-in-class chip stock related to AI, Bank of America. You own this personally and in the Joe T.
If you are concerned, to your point previously, about valuations getting stretched on this generative AI thesis, then you trade away from some of the semis that had the extreme valuation, like I did with AMD, took the 18% profit and moved the capital into a name like Broadcom, which is more of a growth at a reasonable price. And without question, those ASIC chips are going to be instrumental in the infrastructure build out of generative
Broadcom's
AI.
up 42% year to date.
Okay.
You think that's just fine?
I never look past and say, okay, where was a stock previously? It was up X amount. How high is high? How low is low? I think there's an excellent risk management lesson in understanding that you never make that prediction in either a stock that's on the decline or a stock that is rising. You're talking about a stock that on a competitive valuation basis is compelling relative to an NVIDIA, relative to a Marvell like you just cited, relative to an AMD. It's trading at a valuation that's less than the SMH itself. So, okay, it was up 40%. Year to date, it's got the consistency and reliability of earnings.
Yeah.
It has a diversified model. It has relationships with Alphabet and Apple. And it is a semiconductor name that I'm willing to own
They're
because
volatile.
it's
40%
growth
isn't a
at a
lot.
reasonable
But
price.
Kerry's not willing to chase chips here.
Yeah, but
Even at what Joe suggests is
Broadcom.
growth at a reasonable
Yeah.
price. Are they unreasonable prices
Do
to
I have
you?
them on my
yeah,
list?
no,
I thought I did.
I don't think they're unreasonable. It's just that chips aren't really
I do.
the type of names we put in our portfolio. We have many names that are high growth tech and
Let's look at
communications.
Broadcom.
We've owned several of them. I mean, if you look at the big names like Amazon, Meta, Apple, Google, etc., we own them, Salesforce, but we don't own the chips. But I think I think Broadcom particularly is attractive right here because it took a long time to come back, and it's starting to, I think, come into its own, breaking out, you could say. And it's not NVIDIA where it's 100 times earnings. It's a
100
much
times
cheaper stock than
earnings.
that.
It's
So-
NVIDIA to this point is like the stock of the year.
Yeah.
Jason Stipe reiterated top pick, $500 price target, B of A. Overweight reiteration at JP Morgan. This is yours.
Yeah, no, and listen, we talk about it a lot. I mean, generative AI has been a tremendous catalyst for NVIDIA. It's up 160+%. And I think for us right now, it's about being prudent and managing the stock going forward. I think these are long-term secular trends as it relates to generative AI and how they affect the semi market. But I think for us, we're reviewing these names and looking to actually pull back some.
I mean, it leads to the inevitable.
Hello. Hold on, let me shut down my stream. Give me a second. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'll be back next week. We'll be live streaming today. The puts are playing out well so far. We're still looking for that 426.50, but I believe it's coming soon. If we don't get it, we'll just go ahead and stop out. If we don't get it by 1 o'clock, then I'm going to go ahead and get out of this position because that means we're probably catching some kind of support. And it's going to end up being a sideways-ish kind of day. But I think by 1 o'clock we'll get that move. Whether it's a quick dip or not, I'm taking it and getting out. All right. Appreciate everybody who joined. Hope we all made some money today. And I'll see you next time.